At the atomic level, a chemical change is quite easy to interpret. Basically, what happens is during a chemical change, you have a rearrangement of atoms. So bonds between atoms are broken, and or new bonds are formed, or both. Typically, both of these things happen during a chemical change. So let's look at a pictorial representation here of what could happen to atoms during a change. Let's see if we can classify this as a chemical change or a physical change. So let's take a look at this one right here. You'll notice that this one is no longer in the after picture. So by the way, this is the before picture and this is the after picture. You can see you have the same number of each atom of each kind. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 unfilled circles, 1, 2, 3, 4 unfilled circles. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 filled circles, 1, 2, 3, 4 filled circles. Okay, and we're using these circles to represent atoms. Okay, so what happens here is apparently we can imagine that this bond got broken and that bond got broken, and so you're left with these two. Okay. And so what happened here is you had bond breaking. So you have these two extra unfilled circles that are now by themselves unbonded. Okay, that weren't there before. Okay, so apparently nothing happened to these. Okay, they're still there. But what happened here is you have bond breaking. Okay, and so what you have here is a chemical change. Here's another illustration of a chemical change. So this is the before picture and this is the after picture. Let's see if we can figure out what the reactants in this reaction are and what the products are and which molecules are not involved in the reaction. So we have our legend here. The little spheres, the little circles are hydrogen. The big circles are oxygen, and then the gray circles, the big gray circles are nitrogen. So what happened here? Let's see. Let's identify the molecules that are here. There's pairs of little circles. That would have to be a pair of hydrogen atoms. So that's H2. Okay? So that's H2. How many H2s do we have before the reaction, the change occurred? 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 4 H2s before, but after you now have none, right? So H2, we say, the amount of H2 during this reaction decreased. So H2 is a reactant. Okay, what else do we have here? This pair of unfilled circles, that would be a pair of oxygen. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 before the reaction occurred, before the change occurred. So your O2, you started off with 5 and you end up with 1, 2, 3. So you ended up with just 3. So that means O2 is also a reactant in this change. Okay? What else do we have here? We have this thing right here, H2O. Okay? That's an oxygen and 2 hydrogens attached to it. So that's 1 before the reaction occurred, and now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we say water, H2O, was produced in this reaction. Okay? And then your unfilled circles, okay, would be these. That's 1, 2, and this is your gray circles, 1, 2, 3. Those are nitrogen molecules, so N2. You have 3 at the beginning, and after the reaction occurred, you still have 1, 2, 3. So this is neither a reactant nor a product. Nothing changed in the case of N2. Alright, so that would be the atomic level interpretation of what goes on during a chemical change.